Like going through those pictures and seeing how much he grows is kind of insane.
It's weird.
It's crazy.
Babies are weird, bro. Oh,
Our 1-year-old has a type already, to say the least.
Like at that point, I was so proud I brought him to Disney.
Welcome to the Alyssa and Julian Podcast.
I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Julian. And this is the Alyssa and Julian Podcast. Yeah, we back, bro.
I'm going to squeeze it tight. I'm cut off over here. All right. So, I hate to be a bearer of bad news. But I wasn't planning on... Ow. My thing won't stay up. I wasn't planning on recording 2 podcasts this week. So I'm going to reuse my intentions of the week. But to be fair, me being me, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Within these 2 weeks that you're going to hear this same intention of the week, hopefully
you get it done.
At least one of those, I'll try to get it done. I definitely just spit everywhere, but it's fine.
Ew!
At least, hopefully, one of those weeks, I'll get it done. So, with that being said, we recorded the one that's going up after this week first. So, I'm actually, you'll hear this intention first, but I'm basically going to pre-warn you that you're going to hear it next week as well. So, now that you all know we are home from Disney, we've been home for a couple weeks now. Have I done anything with my Disney footage? No. So I have to get it onto the computer. I'm going to say it a million times until I figure out what I'm doing. I don't know what type of video it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a week in my life, a day in my life, a day here, a day there. I don't know. I don't know yet. I have to see actually how much footage I actually have before I can come to that decision, I guess. So basically, I have to start that in some way, shape, or form. And yeah. I thought maybe I'd start vlogging again. I don't know. I'd really have to push myself and literally be pick up your dang camera. But we'll see how it goes.
Wow.
I know. That was pretty intense, pretty legit. I'm sorry.
I'm going to go ahead and reuse my intention of the week as well. Because it can't hurt. Because if I do this twice, I'll have a ton of ideas.
I'm telling you.
So my intention of the week was going to be to make 2 to 3 YouTube ideas that are usable right now. So I'm going to do that this week and I'm going to do it next week. And I'll have 6 ready to go ideas that I can film and upload.
We have a new type of video coming next week for you guys. Okay, so after you hear this one, we have a new video coming next week. We did that one first because actually I have a story we'll get into the topic of today's video. Actually, it kind of weirdly worked out really well.
Yeah.
But we have a different type of video. Can I spoil it?
Yeah, go for it.
We had our first guest
coming next week
on the podcast. It was so much fun. So, yeah, Alyssa's not that high tech yet. So basically Julian's going to be editing that podcast video. So he's giving himself a little time to kind of figure it out because we've never had a guest on the podcast before. So we have to make sure everything worked, everything came in, our files, their files,
But come back April 10th, it will be done and It will be right.
So hopefully that all goes well, fingers crossed. But I'm really excited, and I posted something about on our Alyssa and Julian Instagram. Mm-hmm. I'll say again, follow all our socials. We try to interact with you guys on there for almost everything. I was posting that it was so much fun. I want to have more guests. I want to have things planned, blah, blah, blah. Some people responded. Some people actually responded.
I had someone actually hit me up asking if they could be a guest.
So oh my God, I'm so excited.
So we might get an in-person guest soon. That would be crazy, yeah.
That's crazy.
We have to book it.
I literally told Julian I'm just going to because he was like, oh, what are we going to do? Just have all these guest stars pop up. And I was like, yeah, duh. So we'll record it, maybe throw a couple episodes in between. So not every episode's a guest one. But we'll have it prepared. That'll be so much fun.
That would be sick. Can I say something? I want to interrupt you in this PSA for 1 second. There's water in here.
Believe
There's
it
water
or
in
not,
here.
I can attest.
If you
to
know,
that.
you know. If you know, you know.
If you don't, you don't. I love that saying. I don't know why. Anyways, streaming platforms:
All that good stuff.
Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music.
Google Podcast.
Hey.
Let's go.
All right.
So before we get into this, I just want to say something. Today's April Fool's Day, and I'm so tempted to troll you guys on YouTube. Alyssa has to try and stop me. I really want to troll you guys with a video.
This podcast, the day it comes out, Monday, April 3rd. And you saw...
Is that April 3rd?
Yes, today's the 1st.
Okay, you're right.
Math. If you saw a video up of Julian doing some kind of April Fool's prank, now you know why. Because when we were recording this, he had already mentioned at least 3 times today that he wants to put up an April Fool's video. Whether or not it makes it up, I don't know. If you didn't see it, maybe he didn't plan it out too well. Actually, on this channel, not this channel, our Alyssa and Julian channel, the reaction channel, if you scroll way down to like almost the beginning of that channel, Julian has some pranks on me on there.
And now today I'm going to prank you guys. It all comes full circle.
Glad it's not me. But there's a move-in prank in there. There's a breakup prank in there.
There's another one.
Actually, we probably have do we have a pranks playlist?
I think so.
Check it out. There's some pranks
on my
in there.
channel. I actually got her with a few things like asking her questions you shouldn't ask your girlfriend, and she had no idea what I was doing.
Oh, there's another prank about Valentine's Day. Yeah.
It was a Valentine's Day prank?
Yeah, you like canceled Valentine's Day. Or like
Oh,
you tried
I did.
to cancel
I
Valentine's
did.
Day.
I tried to
And
cancel.
I was like, yeah, it's fine.
And I was like, nah, I can't do that.
In. Yeah. Anyways, so there's a bunch of pranks. So now Julian just likes to prank everyone, including me. So I'm glad I'm not by myself on this one. Sorry, guys.
Baby gonna get pranked too, man.
Oh, God.
He's next.
Oh, poor Buffy. Oh, my God. You won't know what's happening whether it's a prank or not, poor kid.
I'm gonna put Carol syrup in his milk.
Okay, anyways, speaking of that little man. So today's topic is going to be everything parent related, how our parent journey has been, how it's... So if you didn't know, we're a year later. He just turned 1, March 16th. So a couple weeks ago. So I figured it'd be interesting to come back and kind of talk about what we went through, what's happened, like anything parent related 1 year later.
That baby's sick right now.
Yeah. So to start this off, we'll tell a little story. So Wednesday night, it's Saturday as we're recording this. It's been the roughest 4 days ever. So Wednesday, Julian was talking about how he was extra cranky, extra moody, extra, I don't even know.
All the above, bro.
Normally, when I work till 5 o'clock, I don't get home till almost 6 from when I finally leave and coming home and traffic and blah, blah, blah. So normally if I come home, we usually try to get JJ in bed between 6 and 7 because then he sleeps longer through the night and it's the most beautiful thing ever. So I came home and he was actually awake. So I was like, yay, hey, buddy. And I went to go pick him up. And I was like, you're really warm, abnormally, uncomfortably burning up. So I was like, what the heck? So I went into, I think it was in our guest bathroom, was a little thermometer you just basically put to his head or to his part of his body and it'll read his temperature. I was doing that and it was fluctuating anywhere from 100 to 102. So I was like, what? So we went to go get ibuprofen, infants ibuprofen. You have to feed it through him through a syringe because it's a liquid, but this is the only way he'll take it type of thing. So we gave him that. The fever kind of broke going to bed. Fast forward to Thursday morning. I called his doctor and I was like, look, he got his bottom teeth in. Nothing really came about. He just kind of got them. But I also had heard that like the later kids get teeth, the less it affects them, which I kind of feel was accurate in his perspective because like I said, when he got his teeth, he wasn't really like fussy. He didn't really tease. There really wasn't much for it. But now that he's getting, I think his top 2 teeth in is when he got this fever. And I was like, oh, I wonder if it has to do with teething. So I called his doctor. I'm kind of explaining this whole thing. He's been fussy. He's been this, that, whatever. And they had told me that because his fever was over 100, they said if his fever was like, I think max like 100.4, then it would have been teething situation. But because of the fact that it was like 102, they said it had nothing to do with teething. They wanted us to bring him in. We had an unplanned doctor's appointment, blah, blah, blah. We get there. They do the one in his ear to read that it's at 102. So I was like, great. He broke out, like spiked a fever.
Got a fever rash.
He got a fever rash. They tested him for COVID. Like we basically, not that we didn't know what was going on. They said it was mostly a virus that I guess is going around for kids as well. But in the moment, it was just like, oh my God. So basically they kept doing all these things. They thought it was an ear infection. They said his ears looked fine. They tested him for COVID. It came back negative, thank God. So at that point, it was just like they kept listing these things and everything was either false or like negative, whatever. So we were giving him between medicines all day Thursday. So Friday, we woke up and we're going to bless you.
Thank you. Sorry.
Friday we wake up and we're going to check his temp. I checked it at like 4 a.m. when he woke up and it was like 100 something. Like it was going down, like going up from when it broke, but like it was down from where it's been, if that makes sense. So he took a bottle, got his diaper changed, went back to bed, woke up at like 8:30-ish. I don't remember if I checked it then, but I know we went and I gave him a bottle and like an hour later I was checking his temperature and I've been trying to put it on his head and his body just to kind of like see how his body is. Cause like his head is warm, but his body was like really warm, like really hot. So his head said 104 and his body came back saying 106. So Friday was definitely the worst. It was crazy. We didn't take him anywhere because we gave him medicine again, which it was at the point where medicine was making his temperature break. But at the same time, like whenever it was wearing off, his temp would just spike back up. So we were talking about possibly giving him we gave him Tylenol in the morning. And we were like, if this wears off and it spikes back up, we could just like not treat it, so to speak, and go bring him to a doctor and like kind of explain what I just said about medicine wearing off and it's just spiking. But with medicine, like he's not perfectly fine, but it's at normal temperature type of thing. So I think Friday night, it never spiked back up again.
No.
It kind of went to like 99 at one point, but like for him, that was pretty good.
I think it hit 100.
Compared to where he's been. Before we gave him the medicine,
yeah, it hit 100.
So it finally broke. He was at 98 for a while. Friday, after the like 104, 106, he was kind of at like 103. But after that, he finally had started to go down. But Friday night, last night for us, for some reason, oh my God, it was awful. He went to bed at 9, around 9. Which normally he probably would have woken up at like 4 or 5 o'clock. He decided to wake up at midnight, literally screaming. Like, I don't know if you ever heard like a baby like cry because of they're in pain type of thing. It was like the worst scream you could ever hear. But that's what he did like almost all night. Like any type of bad way you were holding him, he screamed. You put him down, he screamed. You like laid with him, he screamed. Like you just had to rock him almost standing up, like kind of. But I eventually put him on the couch and just played movies all night. He didn't go back to bed until 5 a.m. So he was up from midnight to 5 a.m.
I came in from work.
I think you put, okay, so yeah, so Julian came home. He wouldn't take the bottle from me. Like, I kept trying to give him a bottle and he wouldn't take it. Julian lay down with him. He drank the rest of it. I was like, whatever, however you gotta drink it, dude. You put him down for like 15 minutes, maybe. And he was back up screaming, crying. Oh my God, it was awful.
I thought he was going to go to sleep.
I thought so too. Oh my God, it was awful. So
I don't think it was a painful cry though. I think he really just wanted attention. I think,
which is, oh my God, it was like he took a nap and like woke up.
Yeah, I think,
and was up for the night.
Here's my theory about it. I think he actually got better last night. My theory is that he's been sleeping so much because of the medicine that he was just fully rested and he wanted no parts of sleeping last night because he was fully rested from all the sleeping he's been doing because of the medicine, because of him being sick. He's been exhausted. Now he's like, I'm awake. I don't want to sleep.
That's a fair point. Because this morning he didn't have a fever.
No, last night he didn't either. So like, I feel like we gave him the medicine for the fussiness.
Yeah, they said a lot of the medicine could be taken not even more so for the fever, but for the comfort is how they described it. And because he was screaming so bad, we thought something had to be uncomfortable. And it's like, it's at that point where like you could tell something's wrong, but like he doesn't talk. Like he doesn't talk yet. So he can't be like, this is what's wrong with me. This is what hurts. Like that type of situation. So you're basically just playing a guessing game.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what's wrong with your kid. And it's kind of this like scary, but like stressful, but like, I don't know. It was crazy. So basically we went back to bed at like 5 a.m. and he woke up at like 9 something. It's currently almost like 1 in the afternoon. He's taking a nap. And I swear if this isn't the longest nap he's ever taken, like I'm putting it back to bed.
Oh man.
No, but like, oh my God.
He's got to get back on his sleep schedule though, so this will probably be his only nap today, so he could get back on a regular sleep schedule.
He's going to bed at like 5.
I think that's what it is. I think he's just been sleeping so much because he's been sick that last night he just didn't want to sleep.
Oh my God.
I don't even really think he was in pain because like
I don't know what it was, but that cry was awful.
I think he was just like scared to be by his. I don't know if it's scared is the right word, but I think he just wanted like someone there.
It literally sounded so sad, but at the same point, like it was 2-3 in the morning. Like everyone in the whole apartment building probably heard us. Like in this one little corner of this thing. Like I was
the
like,
elevator, I
oh
heard
my
him.
God, buddy! Like someone's gonna be knocking at the door, being like, "Are you okay?" I'm be like, "No," but yeah. So moral of that whole story, since now we're like 20 minutes deep into this, a year later, parenting journey, that was probably, honestly, I'd say one of the hardest nights I've had, definitely in a while. He's been usually a really good sleeper since he's been born.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he'll sleep either through the night or...
Even in the hospital, he was sleeping through the night.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, literally, since he was born, he's been a really good sleeper. Like, a couple months in, like 3-4 months, he was already, like, sleeping through the night. Like, he'd wake up. He's kind of the same still. Wake up, get a bottle, diaper change, and like go back to bed for a few hours.
Some people don't understand what I just said because not every hospital works like this. So I'm going to explain it. Basically, the way our hospital worked where we had him, they will allow you to like do a like parenting like experience where like he's in the room with you and it's just you, the mom and dad, and then the baby for like the few days that you're in there. They don't take him from the room because some hospitals do take him from the room.
Well, they said they could if we wanted sleep, but we were doing pretty okay. Like he never really had a rough patch.
No, we didn't. He didn't leave the room at all.
No, we had him.
He left the room for a few minutes, like at a clip, so he could do like a few testing things.
Right.
Like,
I had to stay for 3 days because of a C-section. So we were there for 3 days instead of like normal 2, I think it is, for like a regular birth. Mm-hmm. So we were there for 3 days and we had him all 3 nights. Like literally ever since we were born, we got back to our room that we had stayed in. He was with us the whole time.
Yeah, they cleaned him up and brought him into us.
Right. So, and ever literally since then, I think he only woke up in the hospital really because they had to come in to do like
they had to come in and feed him and do stuff
And,
scheduled.
like, tests on me,
Yeah.
check me, like all that stuff. And because of the noise and all the people or whatever, I think is what kind of woke him up for the most part. But ever since then, like, he's been a really good sleeper. He's had a couple where, like, normally he doesn't go right to bed after a bottle, but like an hour later, like, he's asleep. Like, he's never been up like he was last night for us. So it was kind of crazy. I'd say that was a pretty wild night, but definitely a rare occasion. But this is also the first time he's been sick, so I don't really know how to base it.
Cheers to the sick man.
But anyways, after that, I mean, as a parent, you're definitely tired anyways. I would say after last night, like, if you're watching, I probably look... Anyways, if you're listening, I feel dead. I'm tired. I literally slept on the couch all night because he wouldn't want to be put down. He was like, I knew it was going to be a long night because at one point he had gotten up and started, like, playing on the couch. And I was like, oh no, like, oh, like, okay, you see the blanket at the end?
Yeah.
That's brought up because he was playing with it. On the other side of the arm from the couch, his controller is over there because he dropped it. And he kept looking for
What
it.
did
And
he
I
do to me
thought he
last
was going
night?
to fall off the couch.
Yo, last night he threw a ball at me, bro.
It was crazy. He was going back and forth, playing.
I told you, he
jumping on the blanket.
he
like,
just
oh
had
my
energy.
God.
He didn't want to be put to
I
bed.
was like, oh boy.
Our son is like that though, like where if he doesn't want to go to bed, he puts up a fight. Normally it's in the middle of the day if he doesn't want to nap. So we're like, oh, okay, he doesn't want to nap. At night, being put to bed, it's a different story because it's like 3 a.m. You know what I mean? So like, I feel like it was just the same thing, but it just different timing. So we didn't really think of it like that.
Yeah, it was like the most exciting little moment. We watched movies yesterday. Like the last couple of days, it's been movie watching because he's been really cuddly, like really sick, fever, blah, blah, blah. Did you spill your water?
This little thing, like, okay. Anyway.
So we watched Finding Nemo for the first time the other day because we went to Disney, as you guys know. We went on these like just little rides that he couldn't go on a lot, but the ones we did go on, we were like realizing that there's a lot of movies we haven't seen with him.
Watch my Disney video.
So we watched Finding Nemo, and I put it on last night because like he was kind of amused by the little fishies, but like I don't know, it caught his attention a little bit. So I was like, okay. So I gave him a bottle, had that on. When I saw him, normally when he goes to sleep, he'll flip over onto his belly and sleep like with his hands like curled up under him, but like his booty in the air type of situation. When I saw that, I was so excited because I was like, dude, he's out. He's finally sleeping. I literally didn't even get up to go into the bed. I slept on the couch. I was like, I'm going to turn over and I'll be out as fast as he just was. But I would say a rough thing has been kind of balancing everything, like my 9 to 5, Julian's work hours, like YouTube stuff, him, like low-key, like even as deep as like not in really a bad way, but like our relationship, because like we're like, oh, like date night, never mind,
Just kidding.
what's that? So basically it's like every aspect of your life is like you're trying to balance it all on like the two hands you got, and it's really hard. It's definitely been challenging because he's 95% of it, and everything else I just said, like work, my job, Julian's job, relationship is
So basically,
all tied in the
what
other
we're
5%.
saying is share the podcast, like it up, get this thing as many views as possible because she's got to quit. I need to stop doing what I do because not that I hate it. I don't love it. I do it out of necessity. Mm-hmm. But like, man, if I could just make YouTube videos 24/7, I'd be the happiest man alive. So that's my goal. But yeah, sorry.
We love
back
that.
to balance. Back to balance.
Well, I don't know. That's basically all I had for balance, and I'm just like after last night, I'm like, oh my God. Is more so the moral of this whole episode, I guess, today.
Oh my God.
I feel
That's
like
the moral of the episode.
yeah. Oh my God. Like I said, if you're watching me, I look crazy. I'm so tired. If you're listening, hopefully I don't sound as bad, but just I don't know. Don't go and watch. It's okay. I don't know. On like a more like positive note, I've gone through like pictures of like the month ones. Low-key, I don't think I ever took one for his year, so that's awkward. But like going through when like you lay him on like the little and whatever you have mat rug, like it's not really a rug, but like a little blanket. So you do like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, like every time, and like going through those pictures and seeing how much he grows is kind of insane.
It's weird.
It's crazy.
Babies are weird, bro.
Babies are weird.
Nah, babies are weird because there's just so much that's changing with him on a like daily basis that it's just like, you're weird.
Oh.
That's my quote. Julian 2023. You're weird.
Weird. No, babies are weird.
Babies are weird. Like, hear me out. That was just like a really like not really planned out, thought out statement. I'm gonna tell you why babies are weird. Because babies will literally go from needing one thing to like the next day being like, all right, they can't have this anymore. Which is what happened to us with his milk. All of a sudden, a baby from 0 to a year, this boy been drinking nonstop milk and formula. No, pretty much just formula nonstop. And then now we're transitioning to milk. Now we find out, hey, don't give him too much milk. It can make him anemic. Excuse me?
Yeah, it's so weird. But then they're like, don't give him juice.
Yeah, don't give him juice. Don't give him juice. What should he eat? He eats what you eat. When did that start happening? Like, it's just so much. I mean, again, I don't know if it's like a case where we're just not, paying enough attention and not like seeing it, but like
bought like the
babies for dummies.
No, yeah, like the parenting guide for dummies.
Because like,
I needed that. Oh, that should have been on my registry.
It's just silly because it's like, all right, like this is something that like I've built a routine off of with him. Like I've been like going through and like I get it's not silly. Like I get it's for his health, but I built a routine. I've lived off of this. I'm home with him throughout the day. So like these are like how I like work around it. I know his schedule. And now it's like, oh, that's not his schedule anymore. I don't eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I feel like ever since like 9 months, honestly, everything changed so fast that like you turn around and it's something new. Mm-hmm. And you're like, wait, what? Because you're like, okay, now that he's closer to getting to a year, you can start him on sippy cups. He shouldn't fully be. He should be in bottles still, but like you can kind of do it like 10, 11 months. I think they more so said 11. You can start trying to give him milk so that way when he hits a year, he's not really on formula as much. He'll start going into milk. Yeah, no, they should have started us on him for milk at like 8 months because this dude will not drink milk for the life of him.
And he does not mess with a bottle. Like he doesn't mess with anything but a bottle. Like it's so frustrating.
So hard.
Getting him to go to a sippy cup has been literally one of the hardest challenges because he
won't sip through the straw.
And then like substituting like food for milk, like he doesn't want to hear that. He wants to drink.
It's definitely been a transition, but I don't know. I feel like he's so weird that like, it's going to be one of those things that like all of a sudden he's going to love it and it's going to be great, but you're going to be like, where was this a month ago?
Yeah.
I feel like this sounds like we're bashing him. I'm not trying to bash him, I swear. I didn't want this to take like a whole 180 turn.
No, it's not like, bashing him.
Wait, hold on.
I don't think it's bashing him. I think it's more so just talking about the struggle of like parenting because like
it's the struggle of
transitioning.
That's what I was looking for.
Transitioning
Into what they need now based on their age group, which of course, obviously 100% makes sense. They're getting older. They probably should go off this. Like, that's like everybody. Like, once you hit ages, you should be off of this and off of this and off of this and do this. But
here's my question, right? Like, okay, so like here you go from milk. Milk is like measured. All right. He gets this many ounces in that and he's good. How do you do that with food? Like at what point is he done? At what point should he stop eating?
I think he'll tell you it's like one of those things where like,
But he doesn't.
okay, but yeah, if he eats, you could just, he looks like he's like like you could tell he's a growing boy. Like he'll just eat and eat and eat. I think there will be a time. I think we kind of almost cut him off because of the fact that we're like that. We're thinking like, okay, you're eating too much. But I think that if he didn't want food, he would say it, because he did the same thing with his bottles. If he didn't want his bottle anymore, he would let you know. I think if it got to a point where if he was having too much food or like he was actually full, he would let you know. But then again, like this food is different. So he's probably like, oh, this is different. I like this. Da, da,
You want to hear a scary statement though?
What?
My mom goes, all right, well, it's a good thing you know CPR now that he's eating real food.
Stop it. I've thought of that. That freaks me out because I don't know CPR. As a mom, I probably should. That's probably one thing like on me.
They have like a thing I told you we could get him for where it's like
oh, it takes it out type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've thought about that on occasions where like if I have to feed him and Julian's not home, it freaks me out because I'm like, dude, like I'm gonna be sitting here panicking and like I don't really know CPR and I'm not trying to like freak me out or freak him out and make it worse. Oh my God. Yeah. I'm so scared, honestly. That's probably one of the things I'm
honestly
really scared
though,
for.
you think that, but like in the moment, you're just gonna react.
I mean, that's true.
Like a lot of times when like things happen with him, like I don't even think about it. Like I don't want to say like he's done anything where I like need to do CPR, but like when he's about to like dive off the couch or something like that, like you just get like cat like reflexes out of nowhere. It's like, yo. Like, whoa, what are you doing?
You won't even notice that, like, you're really, not that you're not paying attention.
Or if he's about to grab something he shouldn't, or try to put something in his mouth he shouldn't.
You react so fast that you're like, where did that even come from? Like, I wasn't even ready for you to fall off the couch, 100%. And here I am catching you. Like, it's so weird, but like, it's such like a parent's thing. Like, it's just, you're paying attention without not paying attention. That's very true too. Because
I could tell with him when he's about to do something he shouldn't, and he knows like what's right and wrong a little bit. At this point, he's starting to really know. So he's like, he knows when he's doing something wrong because he'll give me this face.
He'll stare at you and do it.
He'll be like,
or if he's like putting his toy on something and you're like, no, and he's like playing with it, tapping it on whatever he's not supposed to be tapping it on.
Or if he's gonna open the cabinet
while staring at you. This kid, bro. Yeah, he definitely consents when he's doing something wrong, and part of him, I feel like at this point, is so bad and just doesn't care yet, and he's just like, this is fun. Like,
I think he does it to get attention.
I mean, honestly, he probably, he's also a male, so
I mean,
he gets into a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Did you get into a lot of trouble?
No. Maybe.
You probably did.
No, I don't think I did, actually. I was always pretty
I know
good.
my brothers did, so
that's probably where he gets it from, because I didn't. I like, you call my mom right now.
I'm gonna have to put her on.
I was more so annoying.
Hello. No.
I was more so annoying in a sense where like I just wanted to be like on my mom's ankle 24/7. You know.
You ruined the joke.
Like I just wanted to like follow her around like, everywhere she went.
It's annoying, and I was gonna be like, you still are, but then you started going more into it, and I was like, all right, well, I don't want to ruin it.
Whatever. Anyway, but I feel like he does have that trait.
Probably.
Because he wants to follow me everywhere.
So he's also like, obviously he's been on the move for a while. He's trying to walk. We know he can walk. He's just kind of scared to do it on his own type of thing. If he has stuff, it's like something he's holding on to, he'll move like crazy. He'll circle his pack and play it like it's nobody's business. He's holding on to the side of it. He'll just go around.
And not from the inside. Like he'll walk on the outside of it.
Yeah, round and around and around. Oh my God.
But he's also taking a lot of steps when I'm not like, as if I'm not like, I keep pretending like I'm not paying attention to like let him work it out. But like he'll walk. I don't want to make a big deal out of it. He walks, he takes like 6 to 8 steps, and then he like, but like he'll go to his destination. Like he's not trying to go far. Like he's trying to walk over to his toys. He'll walk over to his toys and then bend down and grab it and start playing.
Yeah, it's crazy. He starts to bend down to pick stuff up, and like he's kind of, you could see he's like struggling with, like not struggling with his balance, but like he needs his balance, but he's got it. And I feel like I was gonna say, if you're watching, you just saw me like sitting here like when he does those and you're like, yeah, you're pretending not to pay attention. And Julian's like, yeah, I pretend I'm not. I literally get so excited. I feel like I ruin it and like almost scare him because I'm like kind of paying attention and then he's walking and not looking at me. So I'm like staring at him and I'm like, Julian. And like we're looking and I'm like, oh my God, buddy, like, good job. And he's like, oh, and I'm like, oh, sorry.
It's just like, yo, I'm just playing with my toys, Mom.
I'm like, sorry, Mommy got proud. Didn't mean to scare you, but you did really good.
My toys, Mom. I'm like, you over here bugging.
Don't walk.
Yeah, right. Like, that's why I don't walk, Mom. Like, I'm just trying to chill, play with my toys. You over here bothering me. Like, let me rock.
So funny. Oh, God. What else do I have? He's kind of... So, he doesn't say much. Like I said, he's not really in the talking phase, but... He'll say like mama, dada. Sometimes it sounds like he says baba. I don't know. His new thing lately has been, yeah. Yeah. He sounds like he says yeah.
He does say yeah. Honestly, I ask him stuff. And he's just, yeah.
It's so funny because he sounds like he's actually having like a conversation with you, even though half the time.
I don't know though. I feel like he's starting to learn what yeah means though, because like I think he's learning based off of our response. That's why anytime he says yeah to something, when I ask him, I try to give him the reward of him saying yeah. Like if it makes sense, like if I'm like, hey, you want this? He goes, yeah. I try to give it to him because I want him to know like that's a positive response. If he's saying yeah, it's a positive response. You know
I'll do that too because I'll be like, oh, like he's kind of getting better on like giving you stuff, like handing you something. Yeah. So he'll be doing that with his toys and I'm like, oh, can I see? Yeah. And he like gives it to me and I'm like, oh, like, thank you. Yeah. And then he'll kind of like reach for it. So I'm like, I try to make it so he knows like what to do kind of thing to ask for it back, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, oh, you want this back? Yeah. So like I'll give it to him and I'm like, okay, here you go. And I'm like, thanks for sharing, like all this stuff. And it's so funny. But like, the other day, I think you were in the bathroom and you were standing there and I was like, can you go give Daddy a kiss? And he goes, yeah, but starts crawling in the complete opposite way of where Julian was. And I was like, you little punk, like you just said yeah. And now you're like, thank God.
We're still working on it. He's still learning.
The completely opposite way. So
he's still learning what it means.
Sometimes he understands, sometimes he doesn't. He just likes to say it because that's what he could say right now type of situation. But it's so funny. Like, so like
I wouldn't be mad if he was his like first like official like I know what this means, I'm saying it word. Like I feel like some kids like say words and don't know what it means, but like I wouldn't be mad if he just says yeah and knows what it means. You know what I mean?
Well, it's so funny because sometimes you'll ask him something and he won't answer you.
Yeah.
But sometimes you'll ask him like lately I've been like, are you okay? Like, are you okay? And he doesn't answer me. And then like lately when you could tell he's been starting to get better, feel better. We've been like, buddy, are you okay? And he's like, yeah. So I'm like, all right, like you kind of knew you were sick and now like you're getting better. Like now you feel better and you okay?
You just didn't have the words for it.
You feel better? Yeah.
That was in this morning, yeah.
So it's kind of funny. So like you could tell sometimes like he might not know, but like he knows at the same time. So
I think he's working on it. I think he's learning what it is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's so cute though. I can't wait for like his other words. I can't wait for the whole no.
That's gonna irritate the mess out of me.
I'm glad he learned yeah first, but can you imagine if this whole time he's been saying yeah, he's been saying no? Like if
no.
No. Can I see that? No. Can you share? No.
I'm not ready.
It's gonna be the no and the why that are gonna drive Julian crazy, and I could already picture it. I'm gonna laugh so hard. Because he's just going to be asking Julian a million questions. Why? And Julian's going to be like, oh my God.
I'll say, go ask your mother.
Why?
I'm a very because I said so type of parent. So
why?
Like, why? He's going to get that answer a lot of times.
Yikes.
Because I said so.
I'm trying to think of like, I had some of this stuff on my list, but like now that he's been sick, that like really went into like my topic of discussion. But do you have anything else? I'm trying to think of anything else that's been happening.
Oh, he loves to ride. Like he just loves to go in the car. Like he will he'll be fussy and rough at home, but like once he gets out of the house, gets in the car, he's like
he likes
looking
sitting
around. He's out, like he loves being out and about. He does not like to be home.
He likes sitting on the top of like, you know, when you go shopping and like normally you'd put like his whole car seat like in the shopping cart. He loves sitting at the top of the shopping cart now because he can. Like he's kind of big enough. He's like obviously big enough to hold his own weight up. He's been doing that for a while, but we got one of those like
the basket thing.
Yeah, like the comfy things they could sit in. Loves it. He loves sitting in there. He loves being like, he likes going in the car, but if we go places, he likes to come out of his car seat for a little bit. Yeah. So now that he's big enough to sit in the top of the cart, he loves it. He loves looking around. He likes holding food, looking at stuff, literally talking to everyone that goes by.
I got a text about him loving the Aladdin ride. It cracked me up because like,
oh my God, he loved that.
He loved it. I was like, dude, like he's gonna be just as bad as me, if not worse, when it comes to rides, because I love rides.
I would say he's definitely gonna get it from you.
And he was sitting on the ride, like we were like he was watching it go up and down. It's so funny because it was almost like he knew that he was on this ride that he was watching in line, because like he was watching it go up and down. And then when I finally like sat it down and strapped him in, he was like smacking. You got to go watch my video. He was like smacking the seat. And he was like, oh, like he was so excited.
For reference, if you go to like a little carnival, it's one of those rides that like you get in. It's basically like mostly kids have to go with their parents. Like it's for younger kids, so the parents go to like sit next to them type of thing. Mm-hmm. But you're in something. Sometimes it's like a Dumbo ride. I know there's Dumbo rides that do this. You go in and like you kind of can maneuver it yourself. So like you could either go all the way up, you could stay down, you can go in the middle, like you can kind of fluctuate. Like it's one of those rides. And Julian and him were in the front, like maneuvering like how high to go and all this stuff. And I think they were both having like equally as fun of a time. But
I got to ride him, like, buddy. Whoa. I'm excited.
I'm like trying to like record and I'm like, whoa, because he's like trying to like move it up and down. So like I'm going like this.
I literally cannot wait until he's tall enough to get on rides with me.
Oh my God. Well, at least someone will, because I'm not a big ride person. So it has to be him. It depends on the ride. Like I might go on a couple, but like rides make me really sick very easily.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't like him. Like I literally was telling Julian in that one kid ride to like calm it down a little bit. So like, I don't know what it is. Like sometimes like I can go on rides. It's okay. But like I either need like a really long break or I really can't go on rides. Like they make me so sick. I don't like it. So
Disney rides were cool though.
Disney rides were cool. The ones we sat in were fine. The only one that was kind of like, whoa, because was the
Pirates?
No, I think the Toy Story one, like when it kept spinning.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Whoa, I didn't know it spin this much.
You got the high score. Are you kidding me? Like, are you talking about, it shook you up?
I mean, I wasn't going to brag, but since you brought it up, I did, but it was spinning like crazy for a kid ride. It wasn't even that it was spinning like crazy. For a kid ride, I'm surprised it spun that much because he was little and sitting in between us, and I was like, yo.
What was your favorite ride?
My favorite ride was probably...
I think mine was Ratatouille.
I was going to say Ratatouille was really fun. The Safari count as a ride.
Yeah. Yeah. Aladdin.
I loved that.
Aladdin was a big one for me just because of his reaction to Aladdin.
He loved it.
Like at that point, I was so proud I brought him to Disney. Like so many people say, don't bring your kid to Disney. Don't bring your kid to Disney. And like, when I tell you, like, I was a little nervous about how he would act at the parks.
Oh, so excited.
The fact that he got so excited for that ride, it really made me happy because it was like, this is what I paid for, you know?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if there's any other ride he did that with, though.
See, but it's funny because a lot of people say, don't bring your kid to Disney. Like when they're younger, they don't remember it. It's not worth it, blah, blah, blah. I agree. They're not going to remember it, but if you notice, there's a lot of people that bring their kids to Disney.
Well, here's what I did notice. They brought their kids to Disney, but they had other kids. Like they had bigger kids.
I'm saying.
And then they had an infant.
A lot of people bring their kids to Disney for their first birthday.
Oh, really? I didn't notice that.
So I had someone tell me that they brought their daughter at first. And literally So, one of the people I follow on Instagram actually had a little girl. Her birthday's a week after JJ. They went to Disney.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've seen like a lot of people actually talk about going to Disney for their kids first. And I'm like, how are these people saying no? Like so many, I feel like I've seen more people bring than not bring. Like it's becoming outvoted almost. It's crazy. My cousin was saying when I was saying we were going to Disney, she was saying that she brought her son to Disney for his first birthday.
Oh, really?
Like it's an actual like pretty common thing.
I feel like it's more so for the parents though.
I mean, it might be, but then like, I don't know, like it's the thing. I think it's mostly before Magic Kingdom.
I'm about to say the
type of
shows.
situation.
Yeah, the shows are crazy.
But it's more common, I feel like, than I thought it was. I didn't think it was so common, but I think I'm wrong.
I think I learned a lot about traveling to Disney though. So I think next time, like, I'm gonna do the trip a whole different way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably not gonna bring him to Epcot, if I'm being honest with you.
I don't think there's much for him at Epcot.
No, I think that's gonna be my adult getaway day.
It's gonna be Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom.
Not even Hollywood. I don't think there was much at Hollywood.
There wasn't much at Hollywood
because he couldn't really get on anything.
Because that's where we went first. I mean, if we bring him again, he will be big enough to go.
Yeah, because I guess it was 42 centimeters.
So depending, like if you bring him at like 5, 6 years old, he probably will be able to go on almost like a lot more of the rides, almost all of them probably at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Because he'll be in the age group where that's for him type of thing.
Yeah.
I still don't think there was a lot at Hollywood. I think most of them were going to be at Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom.
I feel like
personally.
So all right, I feel like I messed up this podcast. I apologize. I'm home with him all the time, and I did not talk about things that I've noticed the change. I feel like I didn't say much. So here's what I will say.
We started talking about Disney and it took
we talked too much about Disney.
So now we're gonna swerve back.
Yeah, I didn't talk enough about things I've noticed with him. I feel like I said, the whole car thing is something I've noticed. Mm-hmm. I've also noticed now that he's getting more into food, in a sense where like you can't eat around him without him looking like, yo, let me get some of that. Yo, we were on the trip back to Disney again, but like we're on the trip. My grandmother's literally eating like a Swedish fish, and he like walks up to her like,
he just stares at you.
What's that? And like he'll like use you to stand up. Like it's so rude, bro.
He'll be across the room, and like you'll just look up, and he'll be like,
no, but like he'll crawl over to you, use you to stand up, and just stare at you. Like, you gonna give me some or what? Like,
I've noticed that now that he eats a lot of people food, he gets like, not that he like is like a thing like that where it's like you eat, I eat, but like he'll sit there and be like, ah, and start like,
he gets rowdy.
And I'm like, you need to relax.
I think one thing that still frustrates me, I think it frustrated me last time we did this podcast, is just how like people interact with him though, like random people. I think,
and now that he's older, it's different.
It's the most annoying thing. Like, I'm trying to work. Like, it's already hard to be in and out of the store with this kid, but like everyone is stopping me. And again, I get it. He's a baby. He's cute. Like, I get it. But everyone is stopping me. It's not even that. But it's just like, at this point, it's like everyone is stopping me to like talk to him, and he's just staring at them, and they're like trying to interact. It's just like, oh my goodness, like, listen. And it's mainly like the older ladies. It's just like, guys, like, I'm sorry, I have to work. I have to go.
They can't get enough grandbabies even when they're not theirs.
Yeah. So, and they want to stop and talk about their grandkids and the things they're doing. It's just like, dude, like, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get in and out of here. I'm not trying to sit here and talk. Like, I'm sorry. And I feel like a jerk saying that, because you won't hear me say that often, but like they just make it so hard to like do what you got to do, and it's like,
catch Julian when he's just shopping and not working. You'll get a whole different reaction.
Yeah, it's
He'll
fine.
sit there and talk to you for hours.
Yeah, but like when I'm working and like I'm on a clock, like they actually put you on a clock with these things. So it's like, yeah, I go. I started like not being rude, kind of like walking as they're like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
You kind of have to, because then they kind of get the hint, kind of don't, but you're like, yep, gotta go. And they're like, okay.
Yeah, right. Like they want to stop and talk to him. It's like, all right, bud, say bye. And he's just staring at them like,
right. And he's not good with his
highs and buys.
Yeah, like his people skills, like he'll look at people, but like he doesn't wave. He doesn't, obviously, like we said, he's not really in a talking phase, so he can't say hi. Like he doesn't know hi yet. So
No, he has a problem.
hold on. I know where you're going to go. Give me a second because he's about to expose our son so bad. I already know it. But that's where I kind of feel bad that he's just like around people, not around people, but like staring at people because he won't say anything. Like he doesn't know hi yet. He doesn't know how to wave yet. He won't wave. So like at that point, like he's just staring. And I'm like, buddy, like you're making me uncomfortable. Like stop staring.
So he stares at you unless you're a young, pretty girl.
Oh my God.
And at that point, he smiles and laughs when you look
He'll
at him.
blabber. He'll
Yeah.
become the most talkative man
Yeah.
ever, not knowing any words. He'll be talking your ear off.
It was the funniest thing. So like we're at Epcot and this like waitress is there serving us and stuff. And every time she walks over, he stops what he's doing and just goes like, look, if
Staring.
you're not watching the podcast, like click over at whatever, I don't know the timestamp of this, but click over and just see me like every move she made. And then at one point, like the whole trip, he would not go to my grandmother, wouldn't even like talk to my grandmother, right? Like I said, unless she had food. This is the crazy part. This waitress walks up and goes, high five. Dude, he was like, I thought you never asked. And like dives at her hand, bro.
I was going to fall out of a high chair.
It was so bad. I'm like, dude, you cannot act like this, man.
And like, it's kind of like half exciting because we're like practicing like high five, like knuckles, like all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
So every time someone's like does something, like I know my brothers used to do like high five and no, they got nothing. Like he goes through a shy phase, like for family, nothing. So then I'm like this, like he said, this lady comes around, high five, and he's like, "Oh yeah,
He just
dude,
dives
what?
at her, bro. I'm like, yo,
What?"
I was like, oh my goodness. And it was at
was
one
like, "You're a
point,
mess."
one point I was literally talking to the woman about the bill. Alyssa has it on video. I'm literally like talking to her about the bill. And he's like, grab me like, Dad, stop talking to her.
Talking to my girl.
It's
Are
like,
you done yet?
Yo.
You're having way too long of a conversation. Like I need my time.
Yeah, literally. He was so bad, dude.
This kid is a mess.
Yo, it was bad. It was very interesting.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I knew you were going there. I knew you were going.
But like it wouldn't even be so bad, but like I think that was the worst time that I've actually noticed it, because now that we're back, I'm noticing it more and more. Like he does this like regularly.
I'm telling you, once he starts being able to talk, it's a wrap. It's gonna be insane. He's gonna be talking people's ear off. He's gonna be at the age where like he doesn't have to be in the cart. He could walk on his own, and like you're gonna have to be like, come on, like I gotta go. He's gonna be like you and be able to talk to people for hours. I can see it already.
Are you kidding? My grandmother calls now. He'll talk to her on the phone. Won't go to her in person, but he'll talk on the phone with her. He'll talk to my mom on the phone. That's his grandmother. He'll talk to on the phone. Who else? Anytime I get a phone call now, actually, like even the doctor called us today to check on him. And he's like, ow, ow, ow. Like,
He's like smiling, like he has no idea who this lady is. She was like an intern. Is that what it's called?
yeah.
So for the doctor he saw when I called about his fever, she was there and we were like, yeah, that's fine. Like, obviously it's going to be your job. Like you have to learn how you have to learn. So, I think at that point, because he was sick with all the people, he was like screaming, he was crying, he was just overwhelmed. There's a lot of people.
Been like that at the doctor's
He's
office.
actually never seen this doctor before. I just think it was one of the ones who was there and we had to go in so like last minute. Like it was just the doctor we saw. So he was just, it was a lot going on for him. But yeah, now this lady calls asking how he's been, how's the fever, how he's acting, like all this stuff. And he's like sitting in the background, like, like
Just blabbing, bro.
smiling, like as if he's known this person his whole life. And I'm like, we've all met her one time.
And you weren't even happy to meet her. When you met
Right.
her.
Like you were like, get away from me
Literally.
type of situation. And now she's calling and you're like,
So bad. He's funny. What else am I noticing?
God.
I'm actually noticing too, like my cousin will come over, my little cousin, she'll come over and play with him. She's like 7.
oh, he loves her.
I'm noticing that like he likes to play with other kids. He likes to be around other kids. we're working on it because we went to a wedding. That's part of why we went to Florida. We went to her cousin's wedding. One baby like loved him. Like she was like trying to touch him.
She was trying to do like high five.
She was trying to high five him, and he again was just like.
He had a little shy phase, which I'm surprised because it was a little pretty female, but apparently too young for him.
Well, she was a baby. He didn't understand how to.
So like I said, too young for him.
I think that was his first time interacting though with a baby.
I think so.
So I think that's what that was. He just never interacted with a baby.
20 years older, it would have been all yours. Sorry, buddy. Didn't mean to expose you.
Yeah.
He's going to find this podcast later in life and be like, Ma.
Yo, right? Oh, yeah, because he loves his babitter, too. We thought he just loved her.
Oh,
we thought she was just good with him. Like, no, it's just
because she's a pretty older female. I didn't mean to say it so aggressively, but like he has a type.
Oh,
Our
man.
1-year-old has a type already, to say the least.
That's your intro clip right there.
I was just thinking that.
1-year-old.
I wish I had a pen. I have like 3 already.
Our 1-year-old has a type.
God. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. He's going to literally drive me crazy.
Yeah. It's interesting. Very, very interesting. But what do you have for question of the week?
I think that's all I have.
Yeah, because I don't think I have anything else.
So because we did parenting journey and a lot of our viewers I know are not parents yet, I kind of did like a random one. So I've been doing this new thing where it's like if you Google and like, I don't know if you've ever done this or had to do this. I've done it for a couple podcast questions. Mm-hmm. If you Google like 21 questions to ask, blah, blah, blah. So I'll try to find like a type to ask. I don't know. So the question I had was, I found it and I was so curious. What's something that you've done and tracked to see how your progress was?
Oh, that's easy. That's YouTube. Yeah, that's YouTube. Because like everything I do is tracked, like not only by me, but the audience. Like you guys see like my progress, you know, the numbers are visible, views are visible, the videos themselves are completely visible. So it's like obvious to see like your growth as a person. I should have known you were going to say YouTube. I mean, do you want me to say something else? Because I've tracked a lot of things.
I was thinking of like workout something, like when you used to do like football.
Oh yeah, I've tracked. Dude, I was actually in the Power 100 Club for squats. And that, I don't know if you guys know what that means, but basically like it means you like squat 100 pounds over your weight.
That's crazy.
So like I was like 125, 130, squatting 275.
Tiny. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was small, but I was squatting 275, but it was just because I had strong calves and I was really like, I was a runner, man. So like I was fast. I was like strong. A bench press, I could barely throw up my own weight on the bench press, but like I was a little fast guy.
I was a little fast guy.
Yeah.
I do it a lot with journaling, actually. I like to date my journal entries so that way if you're having like a really tough time and using journal as like your therapist almost, I guess. I don't know. Mm-hmm. You could see like later, like in a month, a year, like a couple months in that like you're doing way better. You're definitely in a better mind space. Like all this stuff. I've done that with journaling a lot. And there's times where like you go through and you're like, wow, I kind of got worse there. Like, wow, like it's kind of the same. But like you also see it where like you're a couple months in and you're like, wow, like you read them like the past ones. You're like, wow, like was it really that bad? And like now you're like, oh, I'm doing so much better. I don't know. It just feels really good.
I'm thinking of doing a body transformation.
Really?
Because I want to do it for YouTube. I want to do it because everyone's been doing a body transformation thing. So I kind of want to make my own body transformation video. It's like I'm a little lobby. I actually no, like I
make fun of him because I said that he has dad weight now.
I hit my target weight, like my goal weight before I started working out and transforming my body. Like I always said, like I want to hit this certain weight before I start trying to work out and transform my body.
Oh, and you hit it?
I hit it, yeah.
Oh, so now it's just
I'm
the
2
workout.
pounds under it, but yeah.
Now it's the workout period.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I do want to start tracking that and work on that, but it's hard to discipline yourself and work out. Like
we have a gym here. We should go.
Yeah, I don't care. I'll go.
He could sit.
I probably will go.
His car seat, low key.
Mm-hmm.
He's not. Yeah, he's gotta be roaming around and be like, knocking over the weights. Oh god.
Yeah. No.
Anyways, let us know what you guys have done and tracked to see your progress, good or bad or ugly. You know, all the above. I'm kind of curious as to what people track in their life.
I've tracked a lot of things. I've tracked workouts. I've tracked YouTube stuff. I've done like
It's so weird. I
personal.
didn't even like think of YouTube.
I track personal growth. Like I've done like a 30-day mental health thing. I've tracked a lot of things that way.
Those are my favorite.
I used to do the journal, the daily morning journal. I gotta get back in there, but I haven't done it in a while.
You literally just read my mind when you said like the 30-day whatever. I was gonna be like, have you journaled?
Yeah, I gotta get back into my journal.
You had like the morning. What is it? The 5-minute journal.
Yeah. I've done piano stuff that I've tracked. But yeah, that's it, guys. If you enjoyed, smash the like button, subscribe, leave a 5-star review or a comment on your podcasting platform of choice.
Yeah.
But we're out of here, guys. Keep grinding, keep chasing your dreams. And remember, nothing worth having comes easy. We out. Peace.